saw it on my own. There was a video out there that was, hey, you want to go see a movie? Yeah, what original ones? Yeah, what do we got? Or, yeah, it was like, you want to go see a good original movie? And it's like, what do you got? Literally every movie this year has been a sequel or a prequel or a remake.
Really?
Yes.
Every single one?
Every single one. You know what? This lack of creativity comes from the classroom, because there's wretched people out there who just ruin things and scar these children forever and stick them into a little box, and then we just end up with prequels, sequels, and remakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to tell you all about it today on Five's a Crowd, so welcome back.
Dude, take the reins, my guy.
Me and my four besties. We got Chris,
Hello.
Austin,
Hey.
Tony,
Hey.
and Thackeray Binks.
Hola. Aw, Thackeray.
Thackeray. But yeah, today with school fast approaching for our children, suckers. We
Yeah,
thought
Who's the suckers?
Dude,
I'd give
teacher,
everything go back in school.
what was that?
I said I'd give everything go back to school and not have a job.
honestly,
Okay,
you're
let's
not wrong.
Let's not go down that path. But as a parent, I will say, when summertime is coming to a close, it feels like heaven's coming.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, okay. Don't get me wrong. I love summer. Love hanging out with my kids each and every day. But at a point, it just gets to, you just need a little change up, little switch up. I need a little bit more me time.
Our parents never prepared us for the fact that there is a finite amount of excitement you have as time goes on when you're with your children 24/7. You're like, I love you so much, but I do not have the energy for you.
Yeah, I get that. Well,
It's like the Christmas song where it's like, about parents excited for school to go back.
Yes.
oh,
yeah.
the Christmas song.
Yeah. Shoot.
And Mom and Dad will let's go again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That's what it is.
Yes. Yeah, totally. I mean, at least for us, I feel like we have a list of things we like to do every summer, and we crushed it this year. Like, we did everything. So it's like, well, what are we going to do now? We're just going to hang out at the house? I don't know. But, yeah, so what are we talking about today, Cam?
So today we're just going to go through some of the just wildest, weirdest, shocking, just crazy moments that happened in school, whether it be from the perspective of the students or the teachers. And I mean, we're not trying to go down some rabbit hole of like heinous, crazy things that have happened, but just like wild or weird or you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
We're along for the ride too.
Hey, there might be a lot of these that we have yet to read, so we might be just as surprised as you will be.
Is this all going to be safe?
Well, that's the intention, but again,
no idea.
we don't know what's gonna happen.
Headphones, just in case.
You never know.
I think mine's safe, judging from the first story.
We like to be on the ride with you. So who wants to start it off?
I'll start off with one.
Does Zach have some stories?
Personal?
No.
Either.
Well,
Personal
yeah,
or-
actually, do we want to start off with personal stories? Let's do it.
If we have any, maybe
wanna
throw them
hear
in. Honestly, it might take some stories for my old memory factory to
Agreed.
boot up and go, oh yeah, this happened to me.
I mean, you're not wrong. That was 20 years ago.
Was it that long?
The end of it was almost 20 years ago.
Yes, sir.
The start of it was many
So-
more.
I got told something. The kids who graduated this year weren't even born when we graduated.
Gross.
Yeah, I sent that to you guys.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again. The kids that were born today.
No.
Or
Oh.
the kids that graduated this
Oh,
year,
kids that
high school
graduated.
graduates, weren't born when we graduated.
Yeah, and the kids that were born this year too.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I swear that's what he said. I was like, well, duh.
The high school graduates. It's the first graduating class to graduate that weren't born when we graduated.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that we have been out of school longer than we were in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't say that. I went to college.
Your mom goes to college.
Yeah, your mom was.
So Chris, regale us with our first story.
All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Dust off the old hard drives.
Okay.
Gotta remember.
This
some of
one's
the
called
things.
The Incorrect Use of That Phrase. I was working in a small group with some first graders. As I was writing on the whiteboard, one boy asked, and I quote, "Miss B, did you get a hand job?"
And there we go.
I didn't know what he meant until he gestured to my nails. Holding back laughter, I said, "Yes, I did go and get my nails done. Thank you for asking."
You know, in today's world, a female teacher could get one of those.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Took a second.
Oh man.
The old egg beater.
Oh man.
Oh my.
What is it they say in Kindergarten Cop? Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
China.
It's not a tumor.
It's funny as it is. I actually had a little conversation with Micah today because we pull his playpen out to like the in between the couch and the wall so that it's like a big area for him to like play in it safely
Wait, what?
for Lucas.
Okay.
You said Micah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
said you
well,
had a talk with Micah
I did,
because we
yeah.
pull his playpen
Yes,
out.
I did.
was like,
It'll all
what?
make sense. It'll all make
Okay.
sense. She called it a cage. And I'm like, wait, pause.
Well,
You
don't come over-
cannot call that a cage. I don't want you going anywhere calling anything a cage and us putting a baby in a cage.
Yes.
Like, last thing I need is CPS knocking at the door going, let's see your cage.
So true, man.
So funny.
It was just one of those moments where I was like, man, we got to be
Easy, not a cage.
not a cage. This is a playpen, not a cage. Anyway,
Yep.
The cage is the octagon that we're gonna.
yeah. Illegal kid fights.
That's funny.
Place your bets.
You know, that actually does remind me of one using incorrect wording. So in elementary, we were having like this like reading group thing, and I can't remember what we were talking about that brought it up, but when I was a kid, doorbell ditching had another racial
Yeah.
term.
Yeah.
And I said that not knowing what the word was. And the teacher, she just, really kindly, she's like, "Oh, we don't say that," and stuff. And never really actually corrected me. She just said, "We don't say that." So then for the longest time, I was like, "What did I say?" Like I'm like, we don't go like doorbell ditching. Like I thought it was the act itself that she was upset of me saying,
Oh, gotcha.
not the actual word.
Well, wait, which word did you say?
The N word.
Negro knocking.
Yes.
But the other
But with a hard R.
With a hard R.
Used to call it that?
We're from that era.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that term.
Oh,
Yeah,
you'd also use it when we would say instead of jerry rig it.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
That's what my
yeah.
grandpa would say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
I've
wild
always called it
times.
that. Yeah.
That's funny.
You know what's wild, and this is kind of relevant. When Jess and I would fly back to Ohio to kind of see her house in Ohio and see her grandma, her grandma Elsie was 97 when we flew out to see her. She died. She passed away at 98. But anyway, we were out there and we recorded a video, and she was just telling us stories from her childhood. And she was telling us stories about how when she would go to school, they had separate schools.
Yeah.
And in her telling us this story, she called it a Negro school, which I was like, that's fantastic. Like, as coming from, like, she's 97 years old. And so, like, she was trying to be PC to what I still feel like that's PC. But anyway, we posted the video, and so many people were upset. They're like, she can't call it that. That's racist. It's like, do you realize, guys,
She lived through that.
she lived through that. The school was actually called something else, and she corrected it to a Negro school, and she was just telling history. You can't negate history. Anyway,
That's crazy.
But it's wild that she was alive during that time, and she shared a story about how her school had caught fire, and all the local Negroes were helping put out the fire. And so it was just like anyway, I really enjoyed the story, but so funny that people's perspective
insane.
and intent, focus was just on that. It's like, look at the story, man. This is history. Anyway,
Right.
go ahead. Wild tangent.
Well, it's silly because it's like, what do they think they're doing? They're like, oh, we told that grandma. Gold star for me.
Yeah, way to try and correct a 97-year-old woman.
I saved a life today.
I don't know what that means.
Is that
Was that
Siri?
Siri?
That was serious. That was weird.
Hilarious.
That's awesome.
Oh,
man.
perfect. Good job, Siri.
Here's a quick one.
Okay.
After this one kid broke up with his ex-girlfriend who cheated on him, this other kid started clapping, and then the whole table, and then soon the whole lunchroom. Whenever the kid started seeing her in the hallway, he'd clap to remind her of what happened.
That is epic.
He broke up with her.
No, this was a random kid. So some guy broke up with his girlfriend because she cheated on him, and this dude started a slow clap that got the entire lunchroom clapping over this guy breaking up with his girl for cheating, and so he just clapped at her whenever he saw her.
That's great.
You know, that not on a school thing, but little tangent. We just finished watching the series Ghosts. Have you seen that?
No.
So it was a British series, and then they made an American version, and we watched that one. And it's on Paramount. There's only 3 seasons right now, but they are making a 4th. But it's about this this couple. The wife inherits this big mansion, and the mansion is haunted by these ghosts, and all the ghosts are still dressed in what they died in. And you've got one from like all the different things. So there's like a Viking, a hippie, a Revolutionary War soldier. There's like a 1990s stockbroker guy, a 1980s scout leader. And the slow clap, though, the 1990 guy, he says something really like powerful and
Profound.
profound, kind of gives this good speech, and then he starts
Love
the
it.
slow clap to get them to start clapping. And the 1980s guy's like, "Are you really slow clapping yourself?" He's like, "Shut up, they've never seen a movie like this." Like, because the rest of them are all older and before the
That's
time
awesome.
of that.
That sounds great.
It was so good. We watched it with Brinley and Jude, and they got a kick out of it. It's so funny.
Is it like a family show?
I'd say, I mean, it's PG-13. Like, it's
okay.
got some innuendos about it, but all in all, I would say it's friendly. The humor would probably go over, like, your kids' heads. But, like, Brinley got it. She thought it was hilarious. There was a few parts that Jude had to ask questions about, but, like, all in all, they loved it. And I thought it was so funny.
That's awesome.
All right, I got a story.
Okay, let's hear it.
Recently, a 50-year-old math teacher was teaching a math class to 5th graders at Brookside Elementary School in Norwalk, Connecticut. No one is quite sure how this math class turned into a martial art course, but a spokesperson for the district did tell Fox News that such moves were not a part of class instruction that day. Perhaps she was calculating how many students she could place in a chokehold before losing her job. Whatever the reason was, the teacher demonstrated several defensive holds during the class. She even demonstrated how to perform a chokehold using several of her students. Her demonstration was so effective that one of her students actually passed out. But fortunately, the student did not sustain any permanent injuries. The math teacher was charged with strangulation in a 2nd degree, risk of injury to a minor, and reckless endangerment. Unsurprisingly, she also resigned and will likely need to start looking for a job for a former teacher.
Wow.
Good.
That is crazy, man. I just can't even imagine.
I feel like I had teachers that if they did something like this, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah?
Like,
Me too.
I like just especially some male teachers that kind of got a little like,
Too rough.
I mean, they never laid hands on the students at all, but just the way they'd talk, like it just wouldn't surprise me if that would have happened.
Oh, really?
But luckily, yeah, I never had teachers that were even close to laying hands on or anything like that, but just the way they talk, a very tough talk, like they could, and so it's just like they're fifth graders, dude. Like, of course you're gonna beat them up. But,
Oh, I just had a memory blast.
See?
Didn't state or something just pass? I want to say there was something in the news about bringing paddles back.
What? Corporal punishment? That's what it is.
I think you're
Was
going,
that a dream?
I think you're going crazy on that one.
Am I going crazy?
There's still
They
schools
would
in
not
Texas
bring
that
paddles
corporal.
back.
Cam's looking into it. Maybe
There's-
we'll see how crazy I am. I swear I remember something when like the last year that some school district or something was considering.
Man, they
bringing
couldn't even
back-
get the dunce
Did you-
cap to come back, let alone.
Read
Right.
an old article from 1950.
Maybe.
that's like one of the stories you read that you thought it was new news, and come to find out it was like 30 years old.
Yeah, probably. It wouldn't surprise me. It sounds so farce. What are you finding? Anything? Am I crazy?
Well, there's schools in Texas that have it still.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
A paddle?
Yeah, and you can either opt out
It
of
is
it or,
corporal punishment.
Yeah.
You were right.
oh, so it is. That's wow. And the parents like sign an authorization saying like, "Hey, you're allowed to beat my kid."
Yeah.
Basically.
He's being a smart A.
Yeah.
Give him a few licks.
Go out and pick your switch.
That's how we do things here in Texas, boy.
Dude, that's like the video you shared. The guy like, we need to bring back sayings.
Yes.
Like all of my Caucasian folks out there, where's those good sayings? Like, I don't give a rat's ass. Like, where is those?
Yeah, at some point, we just stopped coming up with sayings.
We need to bring back the word twerp. You little twerp.
Right? Oh, so good.
I'm going to call my kids twerps.
I've called all
I-
that twerp.
I call my kids turkeys. I don't know why.
I call them turkeys
Like a
too.
little- do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
call 'em
freaking,
turkeys
you
all the
little
time.
turkey? What are you doing?
Yeah, I
Mine's
call them
turd.
turkeys.
Get all the trash can,
I've called
Layla.
Alden a twerp, just kidding around. He's like, what's a twerp? I was like, nobody knows.
Look in the mirror.
Dad, that's a dad thing.
One of my favorite things
Check
to
the
call.
dipstick. Where is it? Behind the steering wheel.
One of my favorite
Sounds
things
like
to call
something
my
your dad
friends.
would say.
He
Yeah,
did. All the time.
1000%.
All the time.
1000%. One of my favorite things to call my friends, and just my friends, and sometimes Jess, because she knows I'm joking when I call her this. So know that this is an insider's knowledge. I'm not ruthlessly calling her this. But every once in a while, I'll call someone a twat. And I think it's hilarious.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
It's one of my favorites.
Oh, I love it so much.
It's so satisfying at times. I remember one time, I can't remember what happened. We were talking about my manager when I worked for
Enunciating
Verizon.
on the T.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about my manager when I worked at Verizon. He did something, and I was to my friend. I was texting him. I was like, "Gosh, he's such a friggin' twat," and it was like so perfect for the moment.
Now,
I love that word.
correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that's kind of right next to the C word.
It kind of is.
Kinda,
Okay.
yeah.
But I like to use it in a jokeful
That's
fashion.
a soft C.
Little T.
It's kind of like our America's version of the sea in Australia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know. I really enjoy using that word. I think it's hilarious. I'd never use it
It's not
vindictively.
facetious.
Yeah. Never use it vindictively.
So funny.
I don't know. And she always calls me other things. It's hilarious. I don't know.
Down here, you horse.
She will always whisper underneath our breath to each other. We'll always be like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch." Just like like I'll just go up to her and I'll whisper that in her ear, and she'll think it's hilarious.
Oh,
Anyway.
Home Alone.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, yeah, the quiet insults are funny.
Oh, it's so good because we know it's
Dick move. That's a good one, too.
that was a dick move.
Speaking of sayings, I think I sent it in the group chat. remember forever ago we were talking about how sayings have been like shortened and it's changed their meanings.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
So I just saw this one the other day, and this guy's like, "Well, the customer's always right," and then the other guy's like, "In matters of taste." He's like, "What?" He's like, "The customer's always right in matters of taste."
Yes.
It's like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "It means that they can buy stuff even if it's stupid. Like,
Yeah.
they're right in what they like. It doesn't matter. Not that they can.
It doesn't mean
not that they can
they're
abuse
always
workers."
right.
And so he's like, "Wait, so someone shortened that just so they could abuse service workers for, some odd decades?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Oh,
It's the same thing with a jack of trade, right?
Huh?
Master of none.
Yeah, jack
Yeah.
of trades,
Better
master of none.
Than
Better.
a master of one.
Yep, exactly. Better than a master of one.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
yeah, that customer is always right one bites me in the ass. I hate it.
I'm a master of
There
one.
you go.
and
There's a
jack
white
of
slang.
none.
Tell
Bites
them they're
me-
not.
That bites me in the
That's
ass.
my favorite thing.
It grinds my gears.
Customer's always right. I saw another video where a guy was he was explaining where these sayings came from, and I thought that was really cool, but I can't remember which one. What was he talking about? It was like one after another. Because I think he was talking about like lowercase and uppercase. Do you know where that comes from?
No,
So in print, when the printing press became a thing, the box, the case that held the letters, the lower one had all the small letters.
Oh.
And the upper one had all the big letters.
Oh my
Capitals.
Really?
All the capitals were up top. So the lowercase was literally the small ones, and the uppercase was all the capital letters.
Oh, crazy.
I saw a thing a long time ago about all those, like mind your P's and Q's, or it's raining cats and dogs, like all those, and where the sayings actually came from.
It's cool. I find that stuff so interesting, especially with like words. Like I was thinking of one, oh my gosh, I used one today, and I was like, I feel like people won't fully understand. Like we use it, they get it, but they don't know where it comes from.
A lot of people. My grandpa used to say it's cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey. You ever heard that? Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard that, but I've heard the other one.
Which one?
It's colder than a witch's titty in a brass bra.
Yep.
So he used to say that, and I guess that was an old saying because a brass monkey was where they'd keep cannonballs on, and the brass would shrink faster than the lead would. So all the cannonballs would fall off of the brass monkey, and that's where that term came from.
Well, you know the term "balls to the wall."
Yeah.
That's how I
It
go
comes
hard.
That's what I did to your mother last night.
No, it comes from these old steam engines, and it had on the top of these steam engines, it had these like, I don't know what they were, these bars that had the balls on them, and as it would spin, like as it would go faster, it was on like a spring system, and so they would, it would move farther out because of the centrifugal force. So to go faster, they'd be like balls to the wall because they would stretch out like they were
No
going to the
way.
edges of the room. Jay Leno taught me that.
The raining cats and dogs. I heard that back in the day when roofs were made of straw, cats and dogs and small animals would get up there to stay warm. But then when it would rain, the straw would get really wet, and so they'd slide and fall out. And so they'd say it's raining cats and dogs.
Huh.
Look at that. We're talking about classrooms and we're doing some learning.
And you're learning things. I like it.
I heard one. I don't know if it's true or not, but the rule of thumb. That like back in the day, a husband could beat his wife with a stick as long as it was no bigger than the width of his thumb.
That would be
See, I heard that too, but then I remember seeing something that was saying that wasn't true.
That's fake.
Because they were trying to say that it was sexist or something to say rule of thumb. It was one of those things where they're trying to cancel it and they're like, because husbands used to beat their wives. And it was like something totally different. But it's a good rule. Jokes. Chill out.
nice. Nice.
You know, I've noticed.
Wholesome podcast we got going on.
Right? It's all over the place.
I got one. Well, should
Let's
we
hear
read
it.
another one?
Well, what have you noticed? You said you were going to say something.
No, it's personal.
Oh, come on.
I'll-
You can't say that
It's not the right
time.
time.
It could
Eventually, it'll come out. I'll have more to add to it.
be. Okay.
I'm a 7th grade teacher. I caught my pants and my pants very audibly what?
Wait, what?
I caught my I skipped a line. I was paraphrasing. I'm a 7th grade teacher. I caught my pants and my pants. I caught my. What
Again?
the heck?
What? You did it again.
You having a stroke, bud?
Would you
Slow down.
like Cam to read it for you?
I'm doing it, guys. I caught my pants
Easy,
on
Lenny.
the lip. I didn't want to read lip. On the lip of a whiteboard marker tray, and my pants were very audibly ripped. I tore through my pants, my underwear, and cut my butt. My students were taking a quiz, so they all heard it. I was mortified. A quick-thinking girl told me to tie my sweatshirt around my waist. Word traveled fast that I ripped my pants, and I'm still hearing about it to this day. Always bring a change of clothes, folks. What the? That was a dumb one.
Always bring a change of clothes. I like this one. Agriculture/biology science teacher. He hit a kangaroo on his way into work one morning, so he brought it into class for us to dissect.
Oh my god.
Apparently, he had to call multiple government departments to get permission. 15 teenagers armed with scalpels, standing in front of a corpse of a 6-foot kangaroo with instructions to keep the tail for his dogs to eat.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it? That's crazy.
That's my kind of guy.
I mean, I guess it's not.
That's a guy that didn't have a lesson planned on his way to work that day.
He's like, hey, God blessed me with a lesson.
Kangaroo's just a deer that stands on 2 legs.
It is. Yeah.
It has beefy arms. It can
More
choke
powerful.
Power.
You could,
Is it more powerful?
You could punch it. Haven't you seen that video of the guy that punches the deer
Yeah.
or the
you.
Kangaroo.
kangaroo in the
kangaroo's
face,
got
and
his
it's all
dog.
like,
The kangaroo's got his dog in a chokehold.
yeah. And he beats him, and the kangaroo's like, I don't know what to do
Well,
about this.
that's when they display. When they display, they can make themselves.
Yeah.
And
really
they look
buff.
jacked, man.
Yeah.
Like they've been on roids.
Well,
Remember that Will
crazy.
Smith video?
elk and deer do that too. And their
They
neck,
do?
Oh yeah, their neck gets huge, and they get this. Yeah.
They get venous.
Intravenous.
And then Chris gets a little venous.
Mm.
Oh,
Pants
yeah.
get a little
Look at
tight.
the rack on that bad boy. Did I miss something?
No, that was perfect.
That was funny. We're laughing at you.
Oh,
That was the perfect joke.
right on.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, I got
Huzzah.
another one. In 2021, a kindergarten teacher in Little Rock, Arkansas, ordered one of her students to unclog a toilet with his bare hands.
Oh my gosh.
Was it his turd though?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. The student had not clogged the toilet on purpose. Okay. It happened naturally. Yet the teacher told him to clean his waste and toilet paper out with his bare hands. Right after the incident, the teacher admitted she was wrong and said she was only trying to teach the child how not to clog the toilet. Thankfully, she was fired soon after, but she isn't the only one who gave this kind of directive to a student. In 2014, a Washington State teacher also ordered an 8-year-old student to unclog a toilet with his bare hands. The teacher, who has been teaching at the district for 23 years, was reprimanded and forced to take a hygiene course, but kept his job despite being one of the worst teachers ever. Consider this a warning about the crippling teacher shortage and the lack of accountability it reinforces. It's yet more evidence the school system doesn't work, folks. Well, I got a little deep there at the end, but
They're not wrong.
Some deep
right?
Yeah.
Elbow
you
deep.
could say,
Sorry, beat you to it.
you're good. You son of a bitch.
That seems like some old school rules there.
Right?
What?
Just the whole like making you clean it out with your bare hands. That seems like that.
I just I don't understand the mentality behind some of these teachers thinking it's like,
power trip.
Yeah.
but like, do they really think they're going to get away with it? I understand that it's a power trip, but do you really think
Like
they're not gonna?
The kid's not gonna go home and talk about
Yeah.
it.
Do you,
Ugh.
the school system has me so worried for my kids, man. I hate
You
it.
just gotta keep communication.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cam. Let's hear it.
Someone left campus during study hall to buy cocaine. Yeah. But when an undercover cop arrested him, it turned out to be a bag full of sheetrock.
A bag full of sheetrock.
Wait, so was
Would
it
have messed him up.
on purpose sheetrock just to set him up?
I think
Fake cocaine.
I think he just got sold
Fake cocaine.
sheetrock,
Oh
but he got caught.
gosh. Could you
So does that mean he's
imagine?
actually in trouble?
The intent.
Because he didn't buy cocaine.
I guess that's what I mean. Was the undercover cop?
I don't think
Did-
the undercover cop was the one selling it.
Oh, okay.
Or he was, and it was just.
I was gonna say, was the undercover cop had a bag of sheetrock
Maybe.
just to pose as cocaine, just to
that
set
could
him
be,
up?
Yeah.
Got you.
Huh.
Dang it! I just lost my story. I'm trying.
So
to
wouldn't the
find
cop get arrested for distribution too?
I mean, if it's a sting, I don't.
I mean,
Isn't that intent
rules
to
is
sell?
rules.
Rules is rules.
Well, there's some crazy stories about like the CIA inciting. So there's this kid who lost his way, and there's 13 people who are gonna go incite like some violent acts or something or do a terrorist thing. 12 of the 13 people who were gonna do it were CIA operatives, and they pretty much talked this kid into joining.
Isn't that
this-
entrapment?
Yes,
100% that's entrapment.
but it happened, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
That's like that movie Hitman on Netflix right now. It's based on a true story. It's got that Glenn Powell, and it's based on a true story. He's a college professor, but on the side he like does the tech and stuff like that for the police department or FBI or something, and he ends up kind of just falling into this job of posing as a hitman. To set up these stings so
Sounds
people
good.
hiring a hitman, they're hiring him, and his thing is to have them admit that they're hiring him and then pass him the money. Once they do that, now they're accountable and they can arrest him. But there's a point in the show where he's in the courtroom and the defense attorney is trying to basically pose that question. It's like, my client doesn't have a violent bone in their body. He was set up for this and blah, blah, blah. Like,
It's the intent, right? I mean, if he was looking for a hitman, he saved somebody's life, right? He was looking for a hitman. He got a hold of that guy.
Right.
That's different. This is a wayward kid who has no friends or anything, and he finds this group of people and he wants to fit in. And feels like he finally fits in. I feel like they
for sure.
They
You
set
know,
him up.
They set him up.
Yeah.
100%.
They incited him to do that. You know what I mean?
Zach, do you have any
It sounds so
stories?
I got a couple stories.
Let's hear your stories.
personal.
Not personal, but I know one that happened to a teacher
Oh, okay.
that he got in some trouble for back in high school.
Oh, it was a male teacher. Okay.
So, there was, God, when was this? This was probably like late 90s. Anyways, there was a couple girls who were in the school who were lesbian, and they would use their time in the hallway to make out, cuddle, whatever. So he got on to the faculty email list and just like warning them, like, hey, some students have made some comments, like, you know, we probably should try to put a stop to this, blah, 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 all this stuff. Kind of calling them out by name, everything like that, and accidentally CC'd the entire school district. And yeah, ended up, he got in some trouble for it because I guess there was some things that he said on there, and I think it was meant to be to like just a couple teachers, and it ended up going to the whole entire school district. He ended up getting put on X96's boner of the day.
No
And won.
And one.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
How do you accidentally do that?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I feel like Cam's got some stories from his high
Why
school.
you gotta call me out right now? I got
Because you're eating while we're podcasting. I gotta call you out.
It's just an airhead.
You've been sitting on it? You made it into a square? You did make it into one of those blueberry pillows, didn't you? Blue raspberry pillows.
Dude, I used to
you.
take airheads and you just keep
good.
shaking
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what he did.
Share the love.
Going over there.
All right.
Show us what those lesbians were doing.
All right.
Dude, I love airheads. Great.
They're so good.
I'll share these ones. I found.
Wait. Pause. What's
Pausing.
your favorite flavor?
Probably either red or blue.
Blue.
I think watermelon wins hands down.
Grape.
No questions.
I don't think there's a bad one.
Yeah,
Grape.
there's not. Grape is really good.
Orange is low.
I think orange is great.
I do like the orange one.
Did you know the white mystery ones is just
leftovers.
like leftovers?
I think wasn't it you that was telling us that, but I thought it was the Dum Dums.
Do you know what?
It's probably the same thing as Dum Dums. Well,
Yep.
It's like when they're switching the machines over to make the other flavor.
I like
something like
grape
that.
flavored stuff, but Jolly Rancher really dropped the ball on their grape flavor.
no way.
Oh, 100%. Tastes like cough syrup.
Dimetap.
Damatap.
Robitussin.
Carbonated.
better.
Dude.
Carbonated Dimetap is what grape soda tastes like.
Speaking of medicine, like
That's
that,
true.
ever since someone told me that Mountain Dew Livewire tastes like Dayquil, I've never been able to drink it.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it?
It
No,
does.
It does not.
It does.
You're weird. Mountain Dew Livewire tastes like Dayquil. I'm drinking Dayquil every day.
Prove it.
Zach's gonna.
That's
come
why
to
he's
the
so
next pod.
tired.
That's supposed to.
I thought Dayquil didn't put you to sleep. You're drunk.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of any wild stories that I had. I mean, we had the one. There was a one time in junior high. No, it wasn't. It was the year before we went to junior high.
Oh, the
That
lunchroom.
shooting. Yeah, the shooting in the lunchroom. That was scary because we were in sixth grade, gonna be going to this junior high, and so like literally the months leading up to it, there was a shooting in the cafeteria. Granted, it wasn't like no one was hurt, but still, it was mortifying. I can't even imagine being my parents. Like, okay, go with God.
And this wasn't even in a troubled area.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I remember getting to school and seeing the bullet hole in the wall.
Yeah,
and
that's-
everybody was like, "That's where it hit." That's.
Do you think that really is where it hit?
I have no idea.
Or do you think that was just because you think they'd repair that?
Well, it was kind of a carpeted wall.
Oh, was it? I always thought it was into the ceiling. See, I don't know.
Oh, so I don't know.
We don't know.
Wild. I have a story. I think I may have told it at one point, but
hear it.
first grade, I had the morning and afternoon teachers, and the morning teachers sucked. But I snuck a note and put it on her desk that said "F you," spelled out.
Bold.
Yeah. Put it on her desk, went back to my desk, and then when she found it, you know how like in elementary you'd line up at the teacher's desk when you had question on your homework? I was like standing next to her to have a question answered, and she found it, and she like looks out over the class. She's like, "Who wrote this note?" People are like, "What's it say?" And she's like, "It's not important, just who wrote it." And I'm like standing next to her looking out over the class too. Like, yeah,
Yeah, which one of you did it?
who did it?
Who did it?
Come on, you little rapscallions.
Yeah, that was.
Did she catch you?
Nah, never caught me.
He probably didn't spell it correctly.
Oh, no, I spelled it right.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was actually a decent speller.
Right now, she's somewhere retired, sitting in her rocking chair, just thinking about the kid that wrote the FU letter to her.
Man,
It
I
was
wish-
me, Miss Guy.
Guy?
Miss Guy.
A little on the nose.
Huh. She have an Adam's apple.
I don't recall that.
But she had a beard? For sure.
She had facial
Dude, I
hair.
got ripped off by what was it, third grade? My third grade teacher. I'd go pick asparagus, and she said she'd buy it, and I gave her a big old giant bag, and she gave me like a dime for it.
A dime?
A dime.
It's called child slavery.
Dirty. bugs. What other stories?
You got any more in your tomb of knowledge?
I got a
trying
bunch
to
more in my
find.
thing, but anyone else?
There's this really good BuzzFeed article.
Read it.
Oh man, where'd it go? There it is.
I
I'll go down to the bottom and read from the bottom up.
I was thinking we'd have more personal stories, but I'm really trying to rack my brain, and I don't know if I know of it.
Nothing like super
I
crazy.
remember. Well, this is kind of inappropriate as far as like I don't condone what this teacher did,
Yeah.
but I just remember we all joked about it. There was that teacher. I can't remember her name now, but she was a teacher at Kaysville High,
Uh-huh.
and she got arrested for having relations.
Was
with
she
a-
hot?
But that was the joke.
She diddles little kids.
Yeah, well, not little kids. It was high school age kids, but I mean, it's still minors, so highly illegal. Got arrested for it and stuff. But then when they put her pictures out and stuff, it's like, that was a teacher there? I wish I went to Kaysville. Like all the high school boys, like,
We're animals.
We are animals. It's that South Park episode every time. It's like, nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a teacher sleeping with a student. What? Are you kidding me? Where is she? Or where is he? Who is he? Instead, it's like, no, it's a female teacher.
Nice.
I love that in all the, like, you get news now on Instagram, it feels like, and it's always like teachers, caught of sleeping with, boys, and it's always every single time the top comments, nice. It's just,
This is still inappropriate.
yeah, it's still highly inappropriate.
Of course.
But knowing high school sex drive, it was probably
Bunch of hormonal animals.
Yeah. Luckily, I never had any hot teachers.
never, not a what?
I don't think
one.
I ever did.
I had two.
Had one.
I had one in kindergarten. I was an early bloomer.
Oh my gosh.
Did she tell
Weren't
you
you
that,
homeschooled?
She's a nice lady. Well played, sir.
Thank you.
Huzzah.
Man,
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
that was so good. So good. Yeah, so funny thing, I actually had a big crush on I had a big crush on my 5th grade teacher. And it just so happened that like roughly 8 years later, I was going into my senior year of high school, and my mom had just started working at this elementary, and she happened to be a teacher there. And so she's like, "Hey, your favorite teacher works at my school now." It's like, "Cool. Can I come with you to school someday?"
Can you give her this letter?
She was still hot.
It's one of those, you know how like, I mean, obviously before being married and stuff like that, you bump into girls you went to high school with or something. It's like, oh, I remember I had such a crush on you. Me too. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
like,
you're
you
just
know,
mad.
you have those moments. It's like, could you imagine that with the teacher?
Oh,
it's like,
man.
Mrs. So-and-so, I always thought you were attractive back then. It's like, well, you were pretty cute. It's like, dang it. I was in 5th grade. Like,
You're a creep. You're a pedophile. You're a PDF file. That's what you have to do now, right? On
So you single or?
Let's rekindle some old flames. What do you say?
Terrible.
Terrible.
all right,
This one says a kid dug a giant dick into the football field. The school planted the wrong type of grass back into the dick.
oh, so it kept this shape.
Nice. Dude, that's fantastic. Did you guys ever have any of that, like, rivalry stuff? Oh, wait, yeah, you did. We were your rival. 100% we did.
I don't remember anything.
So I
though.
remember my senior year, there was like, our senior year was wild because our
was a
football
good time.
teams, both of our football teams were like top in the state. And we had that, do you remember that one football game? It was like televised. We had helicopters flying over above. They were, because it was at Clearfield High. Did you go to that game? It was insane. The stadium was absolutely packed. There was no more parking. People were parking on the freeway and watching from their cars because they wanted to watch it. Well, anyway, maybe that was my junior year, but the following year, they had the similar thing down at Northridge. And part of that leading up to that week's game, I remember a bunch of the football players went to Northridge and did something to your night, I want to say. There's
Which one?
I think there's one out front of your office. Like
yes.
out
There's
front.
one. He's like kneeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say they did something there, and then Northridge in retaliation came and did something to the football field.
Nice.
I can't remember,
I don't remember that at all.
but that game was epic because I went to that one too at Northridge, and we ended up winning, and we like stormed the
Bro.
field, and it was like on the last play of the game. Oh, and then Austin. Wow, that's bringing back a lot of memories.
See, I told you.
Gotta blow off that hard drive. What was the name? Who were like Josefa Leota? You had Austin. Who are all those guys? Logan. Do you remember all those guys?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway, they were all playing football. Anyway,
You know, this reminds me of that video I sent on Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
where it's like the one guy who doesn't remember but swears
And
he
he
does.
keeps
Or
looking
whatever.
at the camera.
It's like, oh yes, I totally. Where do I know him from?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you a
Sorry.
picture. Oh, he looks so familiar.
Why does he look so familiar?
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a. Wow, that was wild. That was like a memory just coming back to life in my brain. Oh wow.
That's funny.
Anyway, I loved going to the football games, man. That was my
That's
favorite thing.
honestly one thing I've always said is if I could go back and redo high school, I'd have a little bit more school spirit and like actually try and attend more games and just be involved.
Yeah. If you guys could go back and redo high school, what would you do? I know for
Dude,
a
I have
fact.
nightmares about that.
Do you?
Oh, dude, I have nightmares about like all my credits. I thought I had enough credits and I didn't. I had to go back to high school and I woke up in a sweat. I hated it.
You hated high school?
No, but you go back when you were the age of high school, but with what you know now.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
I'd
Dude, I would
rule that school.
100
Rule that school.
I would 100% try out for football. 100%.
I would lift weights a lot.
Yeah. I was going to say, I should have taken gym a lot more
That free
serious.
testosterone's at its peak.
Hey, now you can get some. You just got to
Get buff.
I think that, and as funny as it sounds, like I would like actually get good grades.
Right?
Would you?
It would be so easy.
Maybe after like a week.
Like Cam's saying, if I knew now what then, or like it, yeah.
you
if,
do now in that body?
Yeah. Then I would definitely buckle down. Especially like the biggest
Be
thing
a
was
player.
knowing that there were kids graduating high school with associate's degrees. Like that to me, I had no idea that was even a thing. And so like knowing that now.
Right?
Like,
It's almost
good
it always
enough,
felt
student.
like they
Good enough.
it felt like they only told the smart kids. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, come here. I got something to show you.
you want a head start
You
when
want
you
some
get out of high
credits?
school?
Want a few credits?
I get you credits.
I guess there's some college credits. You don't got to pay for them.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink.
Have
my
you
life.
heard of something called the
You want
stock
some death
market?
sticks?
Have you heard of something called Google? You're
I was
gonna
doing
wanna
Star Wars.
invest.
Isn't that what you were doing?
I was doing the creepy guy selling the watches.
Oh. I was thinking
You know
Star
what I mean?
Wars
Trench
at the bar.
coat guy.
You want some
Trench coat
death
guy.
sticks?
Oh yeah, Watto.
It wasn't Watto.
Oh,
It was another guy.
Hey, you want some death sticks?
oh, I know what you're talking
I
about.
didn't want any death sticks.
What are death sticks? I want one.
It was like a drug
Some
in
sort
Star
of
Wars.
fake drug.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Is that from episode 1 or one of the like?
4,
2.
2.
Attack of the Clones.
Some kid stole somebody's diabetes pill.
Diabetes?
Not pill, diabetes needle.
Neat.
And went around school poking people saying, oops, you have AIDS now.
Oh my gosh!
Jacked up.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on at home? You know what I mean? Do you know that?
What happened to him? That's what I want to know.
Or
Probably
it's-
AIDS.
Or maybe there was a parent who's like,
Oh
well,
my
can't go to the playground. There's
gosh.
needles. You're going to get AIDS or something. I don't know.
Holy crap.
Ready for a grade A middle school horror story?
Certainly
hear it.
am.
One day, a middle school math teacher in Oklahoma wanted to do something sweet for 11 of her yearbook students. So she
All she
stuffed
had was
all
11.
what?
All she had was 11.
No, she only did it for 11.
Oh.
Well, the yearbook students, like
Oh. Okay.
the ones in charge of the yearbook, is kind of the way I'm taking that.
Okay.
So she stuffed all 11 of them into her Honda Accord to take them to Walmart to get snacks. 2 students rode in the front seat, 7 in the back seat, and 2 12-year-old girls rode in the latched trunk. While on their...
there.
I mean, that sounds like a great time to me.
Wouldn't be my first time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be mine
Yeah.
either.
While on their snack run, 2 students stayed behind, perhaps questioning if riding in the trunk of an awful teacher's car was worth it for snacks. At her termination hearing, the 10-year-old teacher veteran, or the 10-year teaching veteran, said, "This was a terrible mistake. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted to do something nice."
And see, and look, this is called ingenuity, people. This was back before they had Uber Eats. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how else are you gonna get 11 kids treats?
No DoorDash.
Huh?
She doesn't have a van.
Building core memories.
Come on, man. That's probably the best memory of their high school.
You know you've all ridden in the trunk at least once.
I definitely have.
I was
in
tied up, though.
California, I was crossing the border.
Huzzah! Got him.
I'm kidding. No, but I did ride in the trunk in California, but it was to a beach from a rented house, not an Airbnb. I was gonna say Airbnb, but that was not a thing back
Not the
then.
border.
No, not the border. I had to swim around that one.
That reminds me of We're the Millers.
Yep.
You guys are getting paid?
That's a good movie. We're gonna have to search your vehicle. No, you don't want to. You don't want to. Oh, I think I'll get him. Just shooting. Just ridiculous.
I love it.
There are no drugs in here.
There are no drugs in here.
Oh man.
Any others? Should we call it?
Cam's researching something.
Almost. Maybe.
Mine was duds.
Yours
I
were
read
all
that other
duds?
one. Well,
I'm just trying to think of memories for me. I know that there was one teacher that absolutely hated me in high school and in junior high. Oh, whoa. That brought back a flood of memories. Whoa. Whoa. It was... That was crazy. It was like the Matrix scene where it's like, I want a lot of guns. That was crazy. Oh, I remember in junior high, I had this class called social studies, or no, it was study hall. And I would go in there, and the teacher hated me so much that she sent me to in-school suspension, ISS. And then literally almost like a week, that was the very first week of school. And probably, I mean, to her credit, I probably wouldn't shut up. I was a talker. Anyway, it got to a point where like the following week, I wouldn't even say anything. I'd just walk into the room and she'd be like, and she'd just point and I'd just go to ISS. I was in ISS for my study hall for like an entire semester. I really liked it. I got to hang out with all the kids in there. They were really bad influence. Hilarious though. They were great. I had arguably more fun there than quiet study hall. So whatever. That was a wild time. Do you remember Miss Newsom? Oh, that brought back
Oh,
memories.
that sounds...
She had the short, bleached blonde hair, curly.
no.
Oh man, she was mean. She was in there. She liked me. So it was.
Wait, was she the ISS teacher?
Yeah. She was mean to everybody else but me. She really liked me.
Yeah, she really did. She was crossing some lines, probably. Just kidding.
Nice.
Did she give you back rubs?
No. Just
Front row.
hang out, talk. But I remember in my driver's ed class, there was a guy, I don't remember his name though, but he too did not like me, but he also, I sat next to, there's a kid named Dave. Remember Dave? I don't really remember his name. Just Dave. And then there was, oh my gosh, who was the thin gal? Oh my gosh, I can't remember any of their names. Anyway, there was like a triangle of us, and we'd always talk and hang out, and we would always get the teacher sidetracked on all these he would always come in and try and be so focused and teach you about driver's light or education, and we'd ask him one question and he'd go off the rails for 45 minutes. So we wouldn't learn anything about driving. And anyway, one week he kept telling them to be quiet, and I for whatever reason I actually wasn't even talking. He sent me out into the hall, and then I was just like, I don't even know why I'm out here. And then sure enough, they joined me, and then we just like left. We're like, well, I don't know why we're out here in the hallway, so we just left, and just luckily he never caught on that we left. So, whatever.
I had a World Civ teacher, and he reminded me so much of Bill Burr.
Oh,
He'd just
really?
go on rants, and he'd be like, that's not, you know what I mean? He'd just go off, but he was funny. I love the guy. But yeah, I can't remember, but I'm trying to remember some of the things he would say, and he'd just go off about how stupid kids were sometimes.
Oh, dude, you get any historian,
But it was- he'd
like
make it
history
funny.
teachers, you could do that all the time.
And he'd make it funny, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was good.
That was the thing about history. Any teacher that taught history, you could always get them sidetracked and ranting on
Oh, yeah.
something.
He'd be like, bunch of idiots,
Yeah.
just go off.
Oh, it's so great. You could always postpone your homework because he wouldn't get through the lecture, and then he's like, great, now I can't assign you homework because we didn't talk about it.
Our American history teacher was one of the coaches, and he this is when I was in Colorado. He would go off. He went off on a rant one day about how he was making us less stupid. Like we weren't going to be smart. He's like, you're just going to leave this classroom less stupid. He wrote it on the board and like underlined it.
My
You know
goal
Yeah,
to
go.
make you less stupid. That's awesome.
Isn't it funny though how I swear a lot of history teachers were also the gym teachers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because it's a curriculum you don't really have to think about. You're just telling stories.
Oh, I didn't consider that.
And they're not there to be teachers. They want to be coaches.
I just thought that they were like super understaffed on history teachers. I thought no one wanted
Probably.
to study history.
He was smart though. Like I liked him a lot. My guy a lot. I think he was actually the women's volleyball coach too. So yeah, you're right. They all were history teachers.
That's funny. Now the coaches I remember were the health teachers.
Or health too. I had a
Yeah.
health teacher who was a
Yeah.
coach. It is like the teaching jobs nobody actually wants.
Yes.
But they have to make the coaches teach something.
I think all the history teachers want to be history teachers in college.
Yeah.
Because then they actually take it
Then
serious.
they have way fun.
But
They have a
high
ton of
school, dude, good luck. Good luck. None of those kids want to learn about history.
fun. This kid saw a bird sitting outside the window on a branch, so he decided to punch through the window to try to hit it.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Did you know in high school, me and Kelly slipped you a pill to try
Yeah.
and give you?
Horny goat pill?
Yeah. we wanted it to work.
He
so
drugged
bad.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't think of the consequences at the time. Like, oh, what if he's got an allergy to this pill? What if we put him into some kind of
Yeah.
cardiac arrest?
These
And
guys did it to me during gym class.
Yeah.
When we had
Nothing
gym
happened.
with the cheerleaders.
Nice.
We were hoping.
Yeah, nothing
Could you
happened.
imagine being in gym shorts with a full blown? All the girls around.
Just a full blown rager.
Oh, I got de-pantsed.
Did you?
Oh, underwear came off too. All of it in front of everybody.
And they had a line of girls just like, hi, Chris.
No,
And
there's
that's how we
rumors.
met Lisa.
No, opposite.
That's how.
That's how you did meet Lisa.
No,
Unmet her.
no, there wasn't a line of girls.
Oh.
I did.
Line of
Line
guys.
of guys?
That was the one.
No.
I remember in gym class, so they'd have like the guys on one side of the gym and then the girls doing their thing on the other side of the gym. And this was junior high, there was one girl that she wore the shorts too short. And oh man.
Well, now that's standard practice, I feel like they were even shorter now. Cover up.
I feel like I would be in trouble if I was in high school.
Dude, I
today.
don't like the butt cheek showing swimsuits. When you're taking your kids to the lagoon and they all have like thong swimsuits on now.
I
Oh.
see what you're saying.
And Alden knows what that. He just stares. I'm like, dude, stop it.
When
You
Jude,
got to be more strategic.
when Jude was Alden's age, I think he was about that age. We went to Vegas,
Fuck.
and one of the like dancer girls that are out on the strip, he saw saw her wearing a thong, he just giggles and goes, "She's got a wedgie." Like, that's right, son. That's what that is.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all, huh?
So funny.
Who, son? Who's got a wedgie? Show me. Just kidding.
Show me exactly where you saw it.
I gotta let them know. Madam, you have a wedgie.
I don't know why that's made me think of this, but I heard another joke today, and it was like, I don't even remember where I heard it now. What was it? It was something to the effect of like it's so cold and it was so cold in Alaska that the flasher had to describe himself to people. I don't even remember where I heard it.
What?
The flasher, the guy that.
Oh.
Because he won't open his
had to
coat. He's too
describe
cold, so he
himself.
described himself to people. Oh,
Oh man.
Dumb. That's funny.
right?
Man, I'm getting all these like random memories from high school now. It's like kickstarted a motor. Oh, that's crazy.
We had a prostitution ring, a gambling ring, an ecstasy and cocaine ring, and a fake credit card ring. All participants under the age of 16. Bad things happen when rich kids get bored.
Entrepreneurs.
Holy
What?
crap.
Oh my gosh.
That is crazy.
And that's how Wolf of Wall Street was.
I
born.
was going to say the same thing. I held off on it though, and I was like, well, I don't really know how that started, but dang it. That's crazy.
Oh boy. Needless to say, you people are freaks. Stay away from the weirdos at school. There's some weird stuff that happens. I don't like it.
And isn't it weird how it seems like in the last 10 years, a lot more female teachers are having sexual relations with their
For
students?
real.
It's like there's a lot now.
Yeah.
Seems like
I feel
every few months there's a new one.
Yep.
Or are they just getting caught?
Something.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
That's a
Yeah.
good point, too.
That is a good point.
It's wild. Be
Lot
careful
easier.
out there.
What if it was going on when we were in high school and we had no idea?
It means we were the ugly kids.
Yep. Can vouch.
Teacher, why not me?
No teacher ever offered me to come over to her house to give me private lessons.
Yeah, what the heck? Ugly and bad grades. Thanks, guys.
Dude, I have to admit, in high school, there was a semester, I can't remember what grade, I was struggling in math, so my mom hired a tutor to come and help me. And I can't help but, that's where my brain went, was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, maybe she'll help me with more than just math. And then she showed up and I'm like, math it is.
Like, yep. That's what we're doing. we're
I'm like, why on earth did I think it was?
subtracting our clothes and dividing our legs and multiplying.
Oh my God.
Wow. Well, before we go,
I'm gonna go home and use that one on Jenny.
there you go.
Babe, you want to do some math?
I'll drop some more knowledge on you. Some more of the etymology of words.
Okay.
Oh.
Mortgage. Mort, meaning
Mean
death.
death.
Gidge,
Gidge
meaning
means-
pledge.
Yep. Pledge
Death
your
pledge.
life.
Pledge.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Death
Right?
pledge.
Helicopter. This part is derived from helico, meaning spiral thingy, and pter, meaning roughly flying thing. So it's a spiral flying thing.
I honestly, I love that.
All right.
I love that.
The word oxymoron itself, appropriately enough, is an oxymoron. The oxy part is the same as in words like oxygen, paroxysm, and peroxide. It comes from the Greek word sharp or acid, oxys. The moron part, the same as in, well, moron, comes from the Greek word dull, moros. So an oxymoron is literally sharp dull.
Nice.
Oh my head.
The word oxymoron is an oxymoron.
Oh, that's funny.
Cool. It kind of reminds me of that abbreviation.
Which one?
The word abbreviation.
Oh, yeah. How it's not abbreviated?
Yeah. It's like the stupid long word. Anyway.
English used to have a letter called thorn, which looked like the letter Y. It made a buzzing th sound, like in the. So it's why you see signs like ye old shop is pronounced the old shop, not ye old shop.
What?
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like saying ye old shop though. That one's fun.
Yeah, that's way better.
This one's kind of interesting. The word clue originates from the myth of Theseus, who used a ball of yarn to find his way back from the Minotaur's labyrinth. The Middle English word for ball of yarn was clue. When the myth was popularized in England by Chaucer, people started using the word clue figuratively to mean a hint or guide to solving a problem.
And now you use yarn to piece together your clues.
That's right.
on a board.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got two more. Quintessential is just kind of fun because quint means 5 and essential is essence or element. So to be quintessential is to be the 5th element of something, to be the thing's spirit.
Wow.
Right? And then this one's funny. The word bear in many languages in Europe, including English, just means brown thing. There used to be a popular name for bear, but it was too taboo because saying it was believed to summon a bear who would then kill everyone. It was so taboo it was eventually forgotten, and the euphemism brown thing became the name.
So the actual name for a bear doesn't
We
exist.
don't know what it is anymore. Ancient people were scared pissless by bears. The Arctic draws its root from Arctus, Greek for bear, so it's the land of bears.
Oh.
And the Antarctic is thus the land without bears.
Oh.
Huh.
That's wild.
That is.
Dang.
But
brown thing.
all of those women would choose the bear over man.
Let them.
I don't know. I would trust all these gents here at the table if I
Oh
was you.
yeah, I could fight a bear.
We don't need to. They just need to be able to.
I'll shoot him.
That's
I
right.
don't need to fight him. Shoot him in the face.
right in the
Nice.
face.
I told him to back off. He didn't listen.
Right in the little bears, the little brown things.
Oh, the bearberries.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us here tonight. We hope you had a wonderful time listening to some of these weird and wacky stories.
Although we couldn't think of many ourselves, I would love to hear some of your personal weird stories down in the comments.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll feature them in a future episode.
Do it to it. Make sure you hit it with
Hashtag.
that hashtag
You do it.
of
Bears.
bears.
I don't know.
Hey, it works.
Hashtag
Or little
bears.
brown things.
Yeah, hashtag brown
I was
thing.
gonna say nice. But
What?
hashtag nice.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, choose one of the 3: bear, brown thing, or nice. Up to you.
Nice brown thing bear. Anyway.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope we see you next time. See you later.
See ya.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Arrivederci.
Thanks for being part of this crowd.
Ciao.
Boop.